Frankie from Flatbush rides the Brooklyn line. Got a swagger sharp like a vintage wine. Everybody knows his name from porch to stoop. Hustle and dreams in every loop.
Right, we've got breaking news from several hours ago. But first, I must apologize. Frankie apology coming. We didn't have a coffee with Frankie yesterday, and it's because I was sick as a dog. You could hear it in my voice. That's the other thing I have to apologize for in this video. Sorry about the voice and the face and everything, but I've been sick as a dog. Starting to feel better today, but no way could I have done a show yesterday, a live show. Would not have been good. So let's get that out of the way. Um, and um, and also, a lot of people really liked the snippet of the song, the Frankie from Flatbush theme song that you heard in the beginning of this video. So if you want to hear the whole song, it's a whole 3-minute song. If you want to hear the whole song, I'll put it at the end of this video. So stick around to the end and listen to the whole Frankie from Flatbush theme song. A lot of people said it was fire, so that was surprising. And you can listen to it at the end of this video. Now we got some news to talk about, so we'll do that right after this.
Hey, what the hell is going on here? You're watching Frankie's video, but you ain't subscribed? Is you Fugazi? Smack that subscribe button, you jabroni. Ain't you got no loyalty? Who gives you the high-quality Jets content you're looking for? Frankie, that's who. Show some respect. Hit the subscribe button, bro. Don't make me pay you a visit, for Christ's sake.
Here we go. To get to the news, you go to x.com. Adam Schefter broke the news this morning. Jets are retaining the 33rd team to support them on their upcoming general manager and head coaching searches. And it's going to be Mike Tannenbaum, this guy, and Rick Spielman, used to be known as Pretty Ricky Spielman, will lead the project for the NFL technology and media company. The 33rd team will provide data analysis and experience to assist the Jets in their search. Now, when you first hear this, you go, wait a minute, we're retaining a website? What? But then when you hear who it is, this guy and this guy is a little different. So Rich Samini over here, the Dick Chimney, he says, Tannenbaum and Spielman have been GMs and top execs. Tannenbaum was the Jets GM, blah, blah. So he knows Woody and the franchise and the market. And Spielman assisted the Commanders just last year in their GM head coach searches, and it worked out pretty well for the Commanders. They're doing much better than anybody thought they would do. Now you go to the 33rd team, and it says right here, as of today, fresh off the press, they're launching their professional services offering. So this website, which has columns, videos, opinions, etc., now they're offering a professional services offering, and we're taking advantage of it. So it used to be, we thought we were going to use Jed Hughes and his services, right? That's what Lombo said. Michael Lombardi said, you use a guy like Jed Hughes, and we looked at him in a previous video from Corn Ferry, and he whittles down the 200 or so people. He vets them. Keep in mind, for the general manager position, there's 150 to 200 viable candidates. So there's no way that Woody and Christopher and the Jets could whittle that down on their own. They need to hire someone. This is basically what's happening. You need to hire someone to do that for you. So you're going to pay these people. And the 33rd team has data that we don't get to see behind the scenes that they've been compiling over the last 5 years or so. That's good. And you have these two people who are highly qualified, Tannenbaum and Spielman. Now, I like this combination for one reason, for a number of reasons, actually. Tannenbaum is a CPA and a JD. That means he's an accountant and a lawyer. There's basically two ways that you can get up to the GM position in an organization. You can either go through the accountant JD way, which is basically the capologist, which is what Tannenbaum was for us for a long time before he became GM. Or you could go the scouting route and just be a scout and work your way up the ladder that way. And there's various management positions within scouting. Both equally good ways to do it. An example of a successful accountant type, capologist type who is now a GM, is Howie Roseman at the Philadelphia Eagles. He went that way. That was the route that this guy, Tannenbaum, took. So, but the other way is Spielman. Spielman was a scout. You may not be as familiar with Ricky over here. So, in effect, we get both. We get the best of both worlds. We get the capologist side, accountant, lawyer, Tannenbaum. You get the scouting side. Spielman does the scouting. Now, you may not be as familiar with Spielman, so here's his Wikipedia. And he began his NFL career as a scout with Detroit in 1990. So a long time scouting, and worked his way up, just like Tannenbaum worked his way up in our organization from the capology point of view. Spielman worked his way up in various clubs through the scouting lens. And his most relevant experience came here. He was with the Dolphins for a year and as the GM. Then he went to the Vikings and spent a lot of time with the Vikings, 2006 all the way to 2021. That's a long time, where he was high up, and from 2012 to 2021, the general manager. Made lots of important picks, including Justin Jefferson and so forth and so on. Let's see some of his, notable draft picks: Adrian Peterson, Sidney Rice, Percy Harvin, Christian Ponder, not so good. I wouldn't put that here. But Harrison Smith, Hall of Famer for sure. Cordarrelle Patterson, Xavier Rhodes, a good player. Teddy Bridgewater, decent player. Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks, Daniil the Real Deal Hunter, Stephon Diggs, Dalvin Cook, Brian O'Neill, Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw. So lots of good picks that he made. And so the point is, we actually get the best of both worlds. Now, we've been talking about how's this going to work in terms of Woody and Christopher and all that. Now, these guys might recommend, so you got Woody and Christopher up here. You got the business side up here. This is Jaime and Ira and all these people. Then you got the football people here, and this is the GM and the head coach over here. We might want a director of football operations above them before you get here. They might recommend that. We don't know what they're going to recommend. But any way you look at it, they're going to make recommendations one way or the other. They might recommend one of the people that's mentioned in some of the tweets. Jonathan Jones had Dawn Aponte, who used to work with us, female, notably. Could be a candidate, but she has more of the accounting capology side. Maybe she could replace Jaime. And with the idea that she might be a general manager someday. You never know. That would be good. And get rid of Ira. I mean, Ira's here as a business consultant. He shouldn't be in the football world at all. But nonetheless, I think this is a good thing. They need help. Woody has to have a way to vet these people. And I think Cimini had a later tweet saying these people are just basically going to do the vetting. They have a million contacts. They know people. Okay. They've been in media, obviously. They've been in with the clubs. They have all those contacts. And so they're going to whittle it down for Woody and Christopher, basically. They're going to do the whittling. They're the whittlers. All right. They're going to whittle it down. You can't, Woody's got 200 people. That's not tenable. They're going to whittle 200 down to 20. And I think they're the right people for the job. Be honest with you. You got the capologist side, you got the scouting side as a perfect duo. What's wrong with that? So I think the first decision Woody has made is a good one. I actually think you could make fun of them. What? They hired a website to do this? What are they talking about? The people. And then, so the people are good that they chose. And then whatever data that the 33rd team website, which Mike Tannenbaum founded, by the way, I didn't know that. But whatever data they've compiled in their databases, to make a website run, you need databases. And then you fill the databases with data. Whatever data they have that could be helpful, that'd be nice. I don't know what they have behind the scenes. Who knows? But it might be useful. So you get all that data you get access to by hiring these guys. So the way I see it, Woody and Christopher have made a good first move. Let's see what becomes of it. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And hopefully by the time you hear from me next, I'll have a regular voice and be feeling better. But in the meantime, stay.
Frankie from Flatbush rides the Brooklyn line. Got a swagger sharp like a vintage wine. Everybody knows his name from porch to stoop. Hustling dreams in every loop. In the park he struts, hits the handball wall. Echoes hear the stories when the shadows fall. Got 1,000 tales and a comforting grin on the streets of Flatbush where legends begin. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Bodega lights flicker when Frankie's near. He's got the rhythm, everybody cheers. Corner talks and sidewalk chalks his fame. In the Flatbush breeze you'll hear his name. Underneath the subway hum, the magic's real. Frankie's moves got that electric feel. From Atlantic Avenue to the urban hill, Flatbush Frankie's giving you a thrill. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Bodega lights flicker when Frankie's near, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow,